So I've been using AI tools to analyze data for a while now. And as I started using these tools, I started to get a little bit worried. These tools can really easily write SQL, make dashboards, and even run an entire analysis. And it got me thinking, as a data analyst, what's there left for me to do? But as I kept using these tools, I realized there's actually quite a bit. Because even though AI can automate a lot of the technical work, there's still some uniquely human skills that become even more valuable when working with AI. In this video, I wanted to go over 5 of those skills and how you can practice and build them. And the last 2 skills are a little bit underrated, but I think they're important. The first skill is domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is the business understanding of the industry that you're working in. It can include things like understanding how the business works, like who are our customers, how does the business make money, etc. Understanding the different KPIs and metrics that are important to the business, and understanding the different pain points in the business and where analytics could possibly help. Now, AI does have general industry knowledge, but it usually lacks the company-specific context that's needed to understand why something is happening in your company. Because of this, there's a noticeable difference between a data analyst who solely relies on AI outputs and a data analyst who has domain knowledge and can filter those AI outputs to what is most relevant to the business. Here's an example. Let's say you're a data analyst and you're working in marketing. You're using AI to help you with an analysis about the sales for Q4. The AI may notice that sales increased after an ad campaign, and it may conclude that the ad campaign led to increased sales. However, a data analyst with domain knowledge may also know that there was a seasonal sale going on at the same time that could have affected the sales as well. This is company-specific knowledge that the AI might not have had, and you can see how a data analyst with this knowledge would be able to complete a more accurate analysis than a data analyst who didn't have this company-specific or this domain knowledge. So what are some ways you can build this skill? Honestly, it does take some time to build up. Now, if you are transitioning your career from a non-data role to a data role, like for example, if you're a nurse and you're trying to get into healthcare analytics, or if you're a teacher and you're trying to get into educational analytics, you are definitely going to have a leg up. Because of the time that you worked as a nurse or a teacher, you've built up all of that domain knowledge. However, if you're a student or someone that comes from a more technical background, you can work on building up domain knowledge by reading industry-specific reports or industry-specific newsletters, or even shadowing people from other business functions to learn about what they do and understand how analytics could help them. Similar to domain knowledge, a skill that's becoming increasingly important with AI automating the technical work is problem framing. Problem framing is taking an abstract question and turning it into questions that can be answered with data. When you're starting an analysis, you're probably starting with a fairly vague question. For example, let's say the marketing director comes to you, the data analyst, and asks, "Why are our sales down?" You now have to translate this vague question into more specific questions that you can answer using the data you have available. Now, you can use AI to help suggest different analysis paths. AI may suggest looking at the effect of ads on sales, or looking at the traffic to the online store or to the physical store, or it may even suggest looking at seasonal trends. Now, let's say you only have a few days to run and present the initial analysis, so you don't have time to run the analysis from all of these different angles. This is where the skill of problem framing comes in. You, the analyst, not the AI, has to decide which of these questions is worth answering. And you make that decision based on what the marketing director cares about and what their team can impact. So in our example, let's say the marketing team runs ads. So framing the analysis around the impact of ads on sales makes the most sense. That's something that's actionable for their team. Now, deciding that this is the question to answer is something that the AI can't decide for you just yet. So how can you work on building this skill? This is one you can actually practice in something like a portfolio project. You can look up general industry-specific questions on the industry you want to work in, and then find a matching data set that you can use to answer that question. For example, let's say you want to work in the marketing domain. You can start with the question, why are our sales down? And then break that question down into more analytical questions that you can answer using a sample sales dataset. You might even consider doing things like volunteer projects or participating in hackathons. In both of these cases, you generally have to take a general vague question and break it down into more specific analytical questions. And you have to decide which of those analytical questions are worth answering. Because in both a volunteer project and in a hackathon, you have limited time and resources to run your analysis. You may have noticed a bit of a theme in the last two skills. And it's that they both involve working with stakeholders. And that's actually the third skill, stakeholder communication and collaboration. Because one area where I have not seen AI be super useful in is in interacting with another person. Stakeholder communication and collaboration involves actually walking a stakeholder through your analysis. This includes explaining things like, what are the important parts of the analysis? What does the analysis actually mean? And what is the impact of the analysis? This could also include answering any stakeholder questions about your analysis. Stakeholder communication and collaboration also includes helping stakeholders define metrics that could be important to them and identifying where data you already have could fit in. And it also includes instilling trust with the stakeholders. Because even if AI helped you run an analysis, the stakeholders still have to trust the person that's presenting it, and that's you. So how can you build this skill? Well, this is one that you generally learn on the job as you work with stakeholders more. But if you do some volunteer projects, you can get experience working with stakeholders there as well. And if you're transitioning into a data analytics career from a different career path, you've likely already dealt with stakeholders in some form, and that experience counts. The next skill is one I haven't seen be talked about a lot, but this Deloitte article mentioned it and I thought it was interesting. And that's adaptability. AI tools are coming out rapidly and you have to adapt to that. For example, you might have been used to using one AI tool, but then another one comes out that's actually better for your use case and you have to learn how to use that one. Or a new model may come out and you have to learn how to tweak your prompting so that you can get the results that you want. Since this is an evolving space, this could happen a lot. And you have to be able to learn and adapt to using new tools. The last skill is being able to know when AI is wrong and when you need to override what the AI is telling you. Actually, most of the skills I've covered come down to one thing: knowing the limitations of AI. When is its interpretation of the data wrong? Which questions that it's suggesting actually relevant? Is that SQL it's writing actually correct? If you've ever used an AI coding assistant, you may have noticed that it asks you a lot of questions about the goal you're trying to achieve with your code or the structure of the code. These are decisions that you have to make. At the end of the day, you as the human data analyst are responsible for monitoring the AI outputs and exercising judgment on when you need to step in. This is also why it's important for you to be able to complete a data analytics project on your own without the help of AI first. This teaches you to know when the AI is wrong and when you might need to overrule it. Now, how can you build both of these skills? Honestly, by just starting to use AI tools. The more you use different AI tools, the faster you are able to adapt to different ones. And the more you use them, the more you see the limitations of them and identify where you need to step in. Really, if you take away one thing from this video, it's that the pattern across all of these skills is judgment. AI can generate outputs faster than ever, but humans still need to decide what matters, what's correct, and what actually needs to be done. Now, as with any video I make concerning AI, I do have to add the caveat that this could all change tomorrow. A new GPT model or Claude model could come out that can actually do all of these skills. And if that happens, then we will have to reassess what skills are still needed. However, the skills I've mentioned here have always been important if you wanted to be a great data analyst. The data analysts that are really good at what they do have always had strong domain knowledge, been good at problem framing, and have been great working with stakeholders. The difference is that now that AI can automate a lot of the technical work, it seems like all data analysts, not just the really good ones, will need to have these skills too. Let me know which of these skills you think will be most important and how are you working on building them? Or is there a skill that I didn't mention that you think is going to be really important? Let us all know about that skill as well. And of course, if you like data analytics content and want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.